Okay, transferring in 3, 2, 1.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I love the idea of having multiple channels to connect all these leaders. So right now I have my iPad in front of me, and I believe we may have, I don't know, let me see how many, 50 people connected through Zoom, and we also have a lot of people connected by phone. So thank you very much for joining us today. The idea, one more time, is to keep an open communication channel about everything that's happening in the company. We're gonna open that up for questions in a little bit. And before I start saying anything, just to mention that with me, I have Scott right here next to me.
Am I on the screen?
No, you're not. So you just say, they can hear you.
They can't see us?
They cannot see that you have a bad hair day today, no.
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. Glad to be here. Thank you for tuning in.
We have from New York, Rosario is having meetings with the field in New York. Hi, Rosario.
Hi, Paulo. How are you, everyone?
And then we also have Deanna. Hi, Deanna. Can you hear us well?
Yes, perfect.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
So we are all going to talk to you today from different angles. I will start by saying that I'm very happy from one side because we want it or not, we like it or not, we are moving forward with the new system because it has been a dream of ours. And I want to have this, that I was part of the team that gave JAFRA an amazing system that will live for many, many years to come. So I could not be happier because it was something that we had to do. It was mentioned today in a previous call that, you know, we almost sometimes forget that our old system wasn't working properly for a long time. And not just that, it could crash at any point in time and we will have no company. So it wasn't even a choice. We had no choice. We had to move to a new system, and we are doing that. On the other hand, I am sad because I wish we had been able to do this implementation without so many glitches. I did not expect so many. We were expecting to have normal issues when you have an implementation. That's absolutely normal because it's very complex and we cannot do all the testing in the testing environment. So there are some things that only happen when you go live, and you need to be ready to react very quickly. So yes, we had more issues than we expected, but we are fixing all those issues one by one. Right now, I want to say we are extremely better than we were in the very first few days or month end. We have learned a lot. Many issues that we face will never repeat just because they are not system related. Those are there are issues that are configuration related. Let me give you one example. On February 28th at 4 p.m., the prices changed to the March prices. So if you were placing an order after 4 p.m. on February 28th, you were getting March prices. And is that a system issue? No, it is just a configuration because our systems are actually physically located in Europe. And during the configuration process, we forgot to put Pacific time instead of Europe time. It was the guy there in Europe managing the server. So the system correctly moved to March 1st because at 4 p.m. here was March 1st in the Netherlands. Is that going to happen again? Absolutely not. So many of the issues that we are facing will never repeat itself. We're going to have new issues. I can promise you that. There will be more, but we're going to also be better prepared, if you will. We had several issues with credit card. And that's unfortunate because, again, some of them are related to the very, very complex communication with banks and clearing houses and that's the wrong name, but
well, just whoever processes the credit
so
cards.
there are many companies involved in processing credit cards, and we had to fix that. But one of them specifically that was duplicating the charges was just as simple as every time a consultant was clicking on place an order, it was taking a new charge. It's stupid because I would rely that our partner, which is SAP, the largest software company in the world, would know that once you click, you should stop from charging one more time. This has been fixed, but in the meantime, we charged several people many times in the beginning. It will not repeat itself. We had another issue that we have 1,100 orders that were shipped to the wrong direction. Orders, when we imported data from the previous system into the new one, there was a mistake that it was taking the billing address instead of the shipping address. Okay, so that's not gonna happen anymore. There are many other issues that I could highlight to say that it was a one-time event. It will not repeat itself. And there are others that we are still working on. For instance, the offers. We had worked for many days to fix hostess program. It should be working. Hostess should be working. Loyalty club offers not working yet, but we are moving forward. So the purpose of this call is to answer any questions you might have. Please, is not to solve your own problem. We cannot solve your own problem here, but if you send me a message with the consultant ID, I guarantee that I can get somebody to call you. So it's to share that we have issues, but that issue is being solved and addressed by everybody here. We will be better. We are better. We are hoping that people can try one more time to place orders online instead of calling the call center. Our call center is inundated with calls. It's very frustrating for us because we want to answer all the calls, but we have at any point in time between 400 and 500 calls on hold. So 500 people calling at the same time, and we are 60 people answering. It makes very, and we cannot hire another 400 people. We need to try to go online more time in place. The reports, we're fixing the reports, so we'll be there. So we are making progress. I'm sorry. And I'm confident that we are going to be in a very good place, let's say by the end of April. I had no doubt whatsoever by the end of April, we are going to be in such a good place that this is going to be part of our memory that we're not even going to remember. It's a memory that we won't remember because the system will be so good. But in the meantime, we need to go through this together. We need to remember that we are a JAFRA family. And when a family is going through a process, we don't dump our old father at a retirement home, right? I say, oh, you're on your own. You got old? You're on your own, right? Or we don't, the kids have issue at school. You go there, you hold their hand and you take them through the process. And I'll be very honest, I need you guys to hold my hand. I need you guys to hold your consultant's hand. I need you guys to fight this fight with us. Don't abandon us. So I am getting messages from leaders saying, look, this is a mess. You guys have no idea what you're doing. I am dropping. I am getting out of JAFRA. And once you guys are back in good shape, I will be back. Wow. And I can literally share this message with you. It was not from the general market. I did not get any message like that from the general market. So I'm happy with that. But many people are just waiting for everything to be fixed. And we can't. This is not the way it's going to work for us, JAFRA, in the long term. So my message to you, and then I'm going to give to Diana to give a few words, and then Scott and Rosario is, Let's do this together. Don't abandon us. We are working so hard that we need to keep this company alive and while we fix all these issues. But we cannot not place orders, not sponsor, not try to do it. So I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. Believe me when I say month end March will be so much easier than February, but it's still, we got 5,000 orders on February 28th. This is as close as the highest level we have ever had. So that proves that the system, good or bad, if you try enough times, it will take your payment, maybe more than once. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
But your order will go through. And sometimes I feel that somebody's testing us to see how much we can handle, because even we're having problems that have nothing to do with the system, like the offers from the March magazine, the March brochure, the new Wonder Love collection. They were not open for a few days. It was a completely independent event that happened with the manufacturing and a document that went through customs, and it got stuck in customs longer than it should. That's all it was, right? At the same time, we have issues that it's showing as free when it's not free, and it gives it the invoice. We know we have issues, but help us to go through this moment. Don't abandon us, please. We need you fighting this fight with us. So Diana, why don't you share your view of what we have been doing here to get this fixed as quickly as possible?
Yes, thank you, Paulo. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. So, yes, we are facing a lot of problems with this new system, but it's normal because we didn't know the system is new for us. So, for example, this is the first time that I joined Zoom, and I don't want to touch anything because I don't know if I am going to lose the call. So I am having some questions from you guys, but I don't want to touch anything right now. I need to know better this app in order to handle it better. So that is what is happening with our system. We have a very old system that is was to go down in any moment. Sorry, and now we have a new system. We have the future. We have a very good system, but we are fixing one thing at a time. So the first thing that I would like to share with you is that we have a wonderful custom program. I hope you like it. We work very hard on this program. It's open already. Also, all the offers that we have closed with the new products are open already as well. And Paulo said that the loyalty offers are not open, but yes, they are open. With new code, I sent the new code to Jackie Hasinger, but I will send them also to Lori and to some of you that I have in my phone in order to share the new code that we have. So, well, we are fixing every day one thing at a time, but we are here to have a wonderful system that everybody are going to love. So thank you very much. And well, I think Scott is going to speak now.
Thank you, Diana. Yeah, I will give the word to Scott, but just an example. People are so empowered in this company that they take the ball and they move. I wasn't aware that the loyalty club offers are open. They just made it happen. I think if I am not mistaken, Diana, and I will share with them, this offer is probably open to everybody because we could not make the system follow the loyalty club rule. So most likely, if anybody goes there and type that offer, they will be able to get it. And we said, it's fine. You know, it's whatever is better for the consultant. If we cannot do the loyalty club as it was meant to be, as long as it's beneficial for the consultant, we are okay with that. The same thing with the leaders' checks. Today, we are depositing the checks. And you have no idea how much effort Juan Carlos had to put to get these checks out because we had to validate everything and calculate which one is higher, which one in a new system where we're not familiar with. So thank you, Diana, for opening the Loyalty Club offer. And Juan is here with us for getting these checks out. If you don't get your check, just give me a call. Send me oh, my check didn't come. And I swear to God, I will jump on it right away. But we believe that we got the calculation right. And we are putting hundreds of thousands of dollars in extra checks, in extra money in your check, because it's the right thing to do. You know, you shouldn't pay for this. It's part of doing business. It's part of moving to a new system. And that's the minimum the company, and we're very happy. We feel very good that we're putting these hundreds of thousands of dollars in your check at this point in time. So, Scott.
Wow, Loyalty Club. That's awesome news.
Well, it's gonna die soon. I don't know why we are even trying to do it. So.
That's all right.
Just the offer. Just the offer. Yes.
Just the offer.
Yeah.
And they are limited to one per consultant. If they order more, they are going to be charged regular price. So it's important to know that the special price is only limited to one offer.
So Norma, I can see your face. You have a interrogation mark face. So let me explain one more time. So we put the Loyalty Club offer available to everybody. Everybody will be able to get one at the price that you can see in JAFRA Action. But if you try to buy more, the system will automatically give you the retail price. So don't do it.
Well, if they
you can do it.
That'll make you guys make more money though, right? So
I know, but if they don't realize that they are paying perhaps $71 for a royal jelly, then they will not be happy. But at least they have the opportunity to get one, and let them take advantage of this offer. So, Scott.
Can you guys see everyone's faces? We're all laughing, and I've got everyone muted, but so it's like silent laughter every time you guys are saying things, and everyone's cheering.
I do. I sent a message to Lisa Washington saying, "Your smile changed my day." So
perfect. Glad you can see it.
You guys are beautiful. We love that. I like it. Let me just, I just want to tell you something really quick. A story that came to mind. And it proves a point as to where we're going with this. So there's an old sea captain, and he's in the middle of some fog, and he sees another ship ahead, and they didn't have radios at the time, and so they're using the light and the Morse code, and he says, "This is Captain so-and-so, move your course 10 degrees to the north." And the light on the other side flashes back. Well, I'm a seaman of 30 years, and I'm telling you, you need to move your course 10 degrees to the north. And the captain goes back and he says, I have more than 30 years. I've got 40 years. I know exactly where I'm going. I know these oceans. You move your course 10 degrees to the north. And then the last light goes and he says, well, I'm in the lighthouse on the shore. And if you don't move 10 degrees to the north, you're going to not make it. And it's interesting how where we put our trust. And I'm going to tell you this. As soon as this project went and it wasn't going exactly right, Paulo took charge of this, and things are getting done. Things are getting done faster. Why? Because he knows the business. He knows what's at stake. You guys are first. We put you guys first in every meeting we've been with these engineers. We talk of these stories of you guys and how it depends on you and the commission checks. I need you to put your trust in the guy in the lighthouse, and that's Paulo. He's got your best interests in mind. I know you guys are seeing other things. I know you guys have a lot of experience, and you're like, it's got to be this own way. And he's like, yeah, but if we keep going that way, we're not going to get there. And it's just a short matter of time. I've been through these changes before, and they go faster than you think. One story that actually happened to a direct selling company last year is they went with a new system, and instead of jumping in and leading like the way they should. They actually went 2 months without their consultants being able to place one single order. Can you imagine that?
What's the name of the company?
Rodan and Fields. So what happened is they had to revert back to the old system. They had to go back to the old one. But you know what? I'm going to tell you one thing. The only thing that kept that company moving was the leadership. The leaders kept their consultants apprised of what was going on. They kept them talking. They kept them doing it. The company obviously did what they should have. They took way too long to make the decision. The difference here is we reacted quickly. We took orders. We're taking orders. We're taking contracts. We're making the corrections along the way. And it is amazing to be here. We get here early in the morning. We leave late at night. Paulo was bragging that he never gets sick. The guy's sick and it doesn't matter. He's here. And that's what makes this so cool, right? So we're all in it. We're putting everything in it. We know you are. And as leaders, just absorb, vent up to us. You got my contact info. You got Jackie's. You got Paulo's. We're communicating with Deanna as well. Let us know because we're in solution mode. We're taking it one step at a time, one instance at a time. And to the point where Deanna's going to have her own wing person helping out in CRT. I've got mine now. Rosario's got hers. So please help us with these. I look at Carla and I'm like, Carla, we're addressing your emails that you sent in. Jackie sent all these emails in here and we're just dealing with them. The one thing that's holding us back, the inundated calls. And we talked to everyone about that earlier today. And it's just like, you just feel like you don't get anywhere. Every day it gets better here. Look at what happened between yesterday. There were probably 4 or 5 different changes that went in. I just want you guys to have confidence that this guy right here, that guy, right? He's leading the way. And we thank you for being leaders in this as well. And it is just going to be, I love the system. I love placing orders. I get on the phones and I'm doing that with calling back consultants. I find it quite easy. That's not to say there aren't other glitches, but I'm just saying the process itself, pretty good. But I've also been able to feel like, wow, this is something I can go talk to someone about. So thank you for your patience and thank you for the way you've communicated with us. It shows, I appreciate it. And you guys are amazing. Amazing. I like this format way better, by the way. This is so cool.
We do
Look
too.
at everybody. Look at all you guys. Wow.
And it's great. It's all familiar faces.
Some of you look like you're in cold weather. I feel sorry for you. Anyway.
Some of them are driving. Rosario, how is the weather in New York?
We have a beautiful storm.
Beautiful.
The eyes you see it, right? So it is like Christmas to me. I'm in the middle of a lot of storm, a lot of snow in the storm. So it is a good storm, and it's just we're all in different places, and the synergy of our minds are just connected without knowing. When Paulo started this call, and then Diana shared her thoughts and God, they don't know what I have in my notes and what's going on in my mind. And I wanted to start this call with, oh, Captain, my Captain, because the way that Paulo has shared what we have gone through and what every one of us have been able to accomplish through this process and learn together, he inspired me. And I put this one quote somewhere a few days ago when he asked us right at the beginning of the month for us to mobilize and activate ourselves with the things that we can to keep our company moving forward. And I replied to him, yes, oh, my Captain, my Captain. I don't know if he ever has seen that movie, but it's from the Deep Poet Science
Those of you that may recall that scene. That's how I feel right now. That it's the time for us to stand with pride and to speak out loud for who we are with JAFRA and who we are for JAFRA and for the community and for the leaders. And knowledge is power. And he has given us so much knowledge through this call and through many other webinars that God put together. And Diana has been an instrumental partner through all this process, keeping us updated with what's happening with our product. But at the end of the day, if each one of us don't stand up for each other and stand up on that chair and say, yes, oh, Captain, my Captain, I am here for JAFRA, we are going to let not only the company down, but who is the company when we say the company? It's us in the field, it's our leaders, our consultants, everyone counts. There's many families counting on our company, and you are the company to make a difference in what they can do every day. There's many leaders watching how you act and how we act. And this is the time when we together activate the power of three. At the beginning of the month, Paulo inspire us to make a shift in our mind and connect with every consultant and get three orders that three people have not experienced the process in our new system. I'm asking every one of us to stand up and change 3 lives at a time. The power of three can take us far. Sponsoring, developing groups, creating sales increase, that's the power of three. Your leadership and the year of leadership is when we truly show up who is the leader. I invite you to do this and to put your hat on, and we will recognize through a fun way and through a meaningful way every one of you that is willing to take the stand and to say, oh, Captain, my Captain, I'm present. By the end of March, when you are able and register your 3 new consultants or 3 new qualified consultants in the system, you will receive from us a hat. It's a simple hat, but means more than just a hat. It does have the JAFRA logo. And I'll make sure that you all get a picture of it. But what is important is the transformation of life, what you are going to do with your business. But at the end of the day, how we are going to move this company together to the new century. I know we can count on every single one of you, but it can't stay with you. We need to cascade and communicate and inspire and motivate with action. Now you have knowledge in your hands and you can change our world of JAFRA because we are JAFRA. And I can sense, I can't see your faces, but I can sense the passion through all the messages that come through on our Facebook pages, on the emails that I receive. And I can't wait to be in Grand Rapids this Friday with a group of leaders in our Women's Expo. Because Vicky believes that I can be part of this amazing group that is going to change so many lives in Grand Rapids. And no matter where I go, I always will look to connect with all of us here in our general market. And with every single one of you together, in the power of three, we can make a difference. Now, I just ask to raise your hand, to get up on that chair and say, yes, I'm here. Oh, Captain, my Captain Paulo, we will deliver for JAFRA. And I'd like to turn it over to our leaders because I know that they may have something to add. But I do trust that together we will embrace this new system. But we need people, and we need every single one of us to stand for this power of three. Thank you, Paulo, for allowing me to share my thoughts and my belief and the belief I have in the team that is listening to us and what they're going to be able to duplicate and cascade after they have listened to this call. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosario. Deb, whatever you're making, make some for me to go, okay? I don't know.
Can you hear me?
I can
No?
hear you now.
You can?
Yeah, can I have one of those to go, whatever
Are
it
you
is?
kidding me? I thought I was on mute and I'm chopping away. I'm making chicken piccata.
No, we had you on mute. I just unmuted it when you said, "Can you hear me?"
Thank goodness. I'm like, oh yeah, I can bang around here. Yeah.
Whatever it is,
Now,
wow.
let me see if you can see this. Can you see out my window? That's the ocean. Yeah, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, the Northeast is getting clobbered.
Clobbered, a nor'easter.
Yeah, we are. But anyways, I'm not flying, so that's a good thing.
All right, so here what we can do right now. Let me make sure that this is not gonna fall. If any of you, and I really mean it, it's either you, a consultant of yours, if there's an urgent matter, somebody's extremely frustrated because tried several times for the call center, didn't go through, send me a message just with the consultant ID, and I will get somebody to call them right back. Let's keep these to, the ultimate resource if we can, but somebody has tried for 3 hours, 5 hours, 3 days, couldn't do it. Let's not allow her to suffer that long. Just send me a message. Please, Paulo, somebody call this consultant ID. It doesn't matter what it is. It may be just an order. It may be a payment that she wants to validate. It went through, okay? So you have my phone number. I'll give you one more time, and you can text message me, 805-358-8880.
One more time.
805-358-8880. I think I have mentioned before, we hired 15 more people to the call center. They have started in the last week of February. So they are here working really hard. So we're making progress. I would like to.
One other thing. If you've already sent a communication to me or through Jackie, we're actually working on those, and I've got somebody specifically working on them today. So everyone that I see, Norma, Carla, like I've seen those and I've read them, we're working on those. No need to repeat that. If it's something different that you haven't sent in, that would make it easy, because then we won't duplicate efforts. Okay?
All right, so we have time, and we would like to hear your comments, your doubts. Paulo, I got people saying JAFRA is going down. JAFRA is gonna go into bankruptcy. I said, wow, how do you get from we are investing $60 million into a new system to going into bankruptcy? I don't understand, but it is what it is, right? So it's up to us leaders to say, now, look, let me explain to you what's happening. So that's what I'm here to do as well. Anything that comes to your mind, Sao Paulo, I don't understand it. What would you like to know? What else can I tell you in terms of details? Lori, you can lead us.
Okay, so I actually have a question first, and then I'm gonna do that because I can. So I did a test on my website today to see if the commission would show up in my JAFRA biz, and it has not. And I've experienced this with a couple other orders and web orders, and I know that some others of us are experiencing that as well. So I don't know if it's because I don't see where it shows up, or if that's something that you guys have heard about already, or if that's in the works. I know that the reporting and all of that is a process, and you guys are checking boxes off as you go, and there has been some great improvements already, which is awesome. But that affects, income for orders. So
you are asking,
me to clarify?
We're afraid that we didn't get the question.
Okay,
so are you wondering about the order or the commissions that you see for last month or month to date now?
So basically, if I have an account with a different email on my own website as a test, because I did that when I first got them almost 2 years ago. So I went in and placed an order as if I was a client on my website, and the commission has not hit my account.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
Well, on top of that, I have had consultants who have said that they know clients of theirs have placed orders on their website, and the order has actually been processed through somebody else's website.
Yes, that's absolutely true. And I don't think we have fixed that one yet. So what we are doing, let me know what case, and what we are doing, we are honoring the commission. We are going to honor the commission that was taken to somebody else, and we're not going to take that away from that person as well. So we're going to double pay the commission for this until we fix the link is not moving. So when you send a link, it's not taking your personal website, and it's creating a mess. Mm-hmm. So if you can, my suggestion would be, let me place an order for you, and now you can put the shipping address that you want and ship to their house, right? That would be the ideal solution for the next 7 days or so. But we are going to honor. So just send me the case of what would that be, and we will do it, because we don't know. That's the one that we don't know. You need to report to get your commission. Lisa.
I've reported that via Jackie to y'all. Mm-hmm. So that one's already been reported, the one that I know about. But the problem is that lots of times people can place orders on our websites, and we have no idea that they're doing it. And since it's not popping up under client orders, you know, where we see our payments, since it's not popping up there, we're not, you know, sometimes you get the emails, the confirming emails for them. Sometimes you don't. I mean, so it's.
I know. So one idea comes to mind, and that will be my commitment to you, all of you. I will get a report of all the client orders processed, and I will try to match to the original and the rightful consultant. And we will contact each one of them, and we'll make this. I will be very honest. It's not my number one priority, because I can give your money today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, but there are so many other things that we need to do today.
Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe that could be disseminated through Jackie, because it might take us a lot less time to look through those names and say, this is my person and this is my person, and for you to have to.
You don't need to do anything. You don't need to do anything. I have the client orders placed since we went live, and I can see who got the commission, and I can do the reverse engineering here to see who was the original consultant. Okay. And then we can, because we also want Jackie to sponsor and get orders instead of these system problems. Did I get that right?
You did.
Doing meetings with you guys.
You did.
It's super awesome, isn't it? I know Lisa was waving. Lisa, I'm going to take, there's a couple in the chat, if that's okay, unless this is, I'm going to unmute you. Were you in response to this?
It was similar. I got I'm notified that a client had placed an order on my website, and I printed the invoice so that, because I keep a client card. Well, when I went into my back office in JAFRA Biz, I saw her order, but it was a totally different retail, different amount. And so, also no commission shows up. So my concern was, I know the commission will come, I trust that. My concern was, why is it one retail in the email that came from the system where she placed the order, and a totally different retail in my back office?
When did that happen?
It's happening a lot.
It's happening a lot, but this I had a consultant that it happened to, and I helped make it right with her. I just sent her the orders out of my inventory. But for today, I got an order for what did I do with it? Here it is. A client placed an order on my website for $108 retail, and then when I went into the back office, she ordered a $99 gold set, and she added the eye wand and a mascara. Well, in the back office, it didn't show, it showed it totally different. I printed them both and scanned them, but it's totally different. It took the goal set, broke it down into individual pieces, like $13 and something for one piece, $14 and something for another piece, and it didn't add up to nearly the retail. It was so convoluted. I was like, wow, this is interesting.
Can you send that to me by email? Can you take a picture and send it to me? Text message, whatever you want.
I can send it. I scanned both. I printed both of them.
You know, that is one question that I have got, because I've noticed that on invoices that I've gotten. Why are the invoices now showing the pro rata unit cost on set items versus just a flat set item cost?
And it's not adding up to the same amount.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But why is it being broken down into a per item unit cost on a pro rata basis for the set versus just it's a set?
Yeah.
Do you understand what we're saying? What that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, we do understand.
Okay.
We just don't know how to answer.
Well, and that's part of. I don't think we're expecting a. You know, here's the answer. I think it's just we want you to know it's happening and make sure you know it's happening, so that you can take that and do with it as you will.
I mean, it could be inventory tracking from JAFRA's perspective, which I totally understand for you know, cost, bottom line cost of what you're shipping out the door. But from our perspective, it's immaterial. I mean, because what we buy is a set. So.
Right. Makes perfect sense, Cheryl. Makes perfect sense.
And one other thing, it said that I'm getting 30% commission on this, but I'm supposed to be grandfathered in at 50% at 300. I already went past my 300 way before she placed this order, and yet it's still showing 30% commission.
I think that's because it's not crediting our accounts for the commission and the sales the correct way, and that's why it's not showing.
Not interfacing.
So
Right.
one of the things that we're looking at is really how the personal website functionality is, and it's just a different beast than what SAP is supposed to be used to, where it's just company makes widget goes out the door, people get, you know, the company gets paid. It's a level of complexity on that. So we're, as I was looking at Paulo, he's like, yeah, that's a personal website issue. We're dealing with that one. It doesn't make sense, I know.
But that's true on invoices that are placed on JAFRA Biz too.
Yeah.
It's JAFRA Biz orders that are reflected it's JAFRA Biz invoices that are reflected that way too.
Yes. I haven't had one thing that added up correctly yet.
That's one of the questions in the chat was from Barbara Castellari, and she's saying she has an order. And I think she's talking about how it's not adding up correctly. She can't get it to compute correctly to place the order, and that's from JAFRA Biz. And she said it's the hostess level 1. Last night it stated $32, and now it's $18, but still calculates $70. And she gave a number, but item code number. So I'm guessing that you guys would rather have that sent either through Jackie or. Would it be through Jackie or to you? To you directly?
Not Jackie. Jackie, no.
Geisinger. That's what. Well, okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
She's not IT. She's not.
I think she's
service.
driving right now. And she's not supposed to be texting.
So I rather that you bother us.
Okay. You said it.
Hold on a second. Diana has some comments about hostess. So Diana, go ahead.
Yes, how the hostess program and all the special offers work is that you need to be qualified to take that, to order that offer, that special offer. In the case of hostess program, you always have first to put your entire order, and then you can add the hostess program, because if you put the hostess program when you are not qualified for the order, what you are looking is first the item code of the hostess program at 16 and then 18, sorry, and then you will see the real price, the regular price that is 70, because you are not qualifying for the for that offer yet. So you have to put all the order first, and then add the hostess program. That is very important, because if not, you are going to show, well, the offers are going to show the regular price and in no retail, because this is non-commissionable offer. So it's very important, again, to put the order first, and when you qualify for the level, 1, 2, or 3, you can add the offer. If not, the system is going to change the price.
So in other words, if you are required to have $300, you would have to put $300 of retail in your cart first, and then add the hostess program, which would then would allow you to get it at that price. But if you delete something from your cart and it goes back underneath $300, you would have to delete the hostess program, put the things back in your cart to get to 300, and then add the hostess program again for it to be correct.
Yeah, in the future, of course, this is not going to be the permanent solution, but this is what we could do immediately to make it work.
That actually makes sense, though. I mean, that's how it was in the past, too. You had to have the certain order size to get the hostess gifts or sales. So
yeah, I prefer to say, well, there are two schools here. One is, well, you can get it, but it's going to be a higher price. My preferable choice would be you cannot get it. So it should be a message: you are not entitled, you are not qualified to that offer. That's right. Probably where we're going to try to go in the future.
Okay.
Yes, and for example, we have today the loyalty offer at $5, the lip balm from Royal Jelly. If you have the right to buy one at 5, if you buy 2, you are going to see one at 5 and the other 16, because that is the price. That is the price that it has, and you have the right only to buy one. So it's important to know all that, because you have to qualify for the offers first and then add the offers.
Got it.
Now let me ask one question. If you were to, have some chance, if you were to be ordering that loyalty club thing for the Royal Jelly Lip Balm and you were to put quantity 2 in there, would it automatically populate it at an average cost between the 2, or would it come up as 2 line items?
Can you take? Go ahead.
Yes, it's going to do an automatic calculation.
I'll do an automatic average. Okay.
Can you guys see the chat box from where you are, or do you want me to just kind of go through? So there's a lot of supportive Go team. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you commenting in there, which of course you should read through because they're good. And thanks to Juan Carlos also for the, and for all of you guys for getting our checks out so quickly, despite all the calculations you have to do. That is super appreciated. Okay, so let's see, with the loyalty club offer that includes
Hold on a second.
Sure.
We have the expert in this marketing here. So did he get the question?
I didn't repeat the question. I didn't repeat it. I just told him.
I just want to confirm, Diana, because the last question, when you order the loyalty offer,
the new ones,
okay, if you add one unit, you know you're gonna get the offer. If you add 2, we are gonna pay one price at the loyalty offer and one price at the higher regular price.
Full retail price, yes.
What does the system do to you? It shows 2 units, or it's gonna break down in 2 lines, or it's gonna do the average?
It'll do. It depends how you enter it.
If you enter 2 units,
at the end of 2 units, it's gonna say the sum total is gonna be like $21, and then it's gonna tell you it's like $10.50 per one. I was just testing that actually. So it's the average. So it'll be the average.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you enter the code twice, 1 unit in one line, 1 unit in another line, you're gonna see both prices different.
Yeah, you should.
If you enter 2 units in the same line, then you're gonna see the total.
Yes, 21.
And then the breakdown will be the average.
Exactly.
Okay. Thanks. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Next one.
Okay. So someone was asking about Wanderlove. Jackie just sent a message saying that those are actually available now. So that's really good news. And some other girls were saying they could order them. So that's exciting. We've seen orders coming in. That's great. Okay. I'm gonna scroll down. Is anybody else out there, as I'm scrolling through these, does anybody else have a question live that you haven't typed in yet?
Lori, you had a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I think it was you or someone had a question regarding seeing the JAFRA kit selection. Do you remember this question? If it was from the client website versus the JAFRA Biz website? Do you remember that question that we had last week about that? The view, if they wanted to pop into their personal website, would they be able to show the pictures of the 3 kits? Was that something off our checklist?
Yes. So on the Become a Consultant area, there is no information whatsoever about the kits. And unless you go in to sign up and you're putting your name and all your information in, there's no pictures anymore. There's no list of what's available. There's nothing, unless that's changed in the last hour.
No. Okay. I'll take care of it. I don't know how easy it is or not, but.
Yeah, it says start here, but when you click on start here, it just gives you, unless we're totally missing it and it's in some spot we're not seeing, but right now we don't see any information for.
No, well, the process, when you click on Become a Consultant, it will take you to a page that has a picture that's green and that says start here. And then the first step is for you to put your name, and then the second step will show you the starter kit.
Okay. But if someone's browsing, they're probably not going to give you your information. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that was intentional, but before you could see right in the beginning, right away, you saw what was available and why you should join, and here's your options, and click here to start. So that's kind of what we're hoping for.
Okay.
Unless you guys have, I mean, was there an intention behind doing it that way, or to like gather emails, or?
Yeah, the intention is that we want to be able to contact her if she stops the process in the middle.
And is that going to you guys, or does that get sent to us?
It's for sure it's coming to us. I don't remember I had the discussion of sending that to you right now.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
As one line item, it won't give you 2 separate line items. It'll lump them with based on the average, the total.
Okay.
Less than 5.
Okay. Hold on a second. Come here, Emily.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you Emily. Emily is she joined the company. She's gonna introduce herself. Wait, I want to make sure that you're there.
Hi, team.
Hi,
I'm the new call center manager here in CRT. So we're definitely here to help. I'm calling back all the emails that I've gotten. So we're here for your team. I'm sorry for the trouble, but we're definitely here with you.
When did you join the company?
I joined the company on January 8th.
She's amazing. She's fantastic. She's the one that takes the ball and starts running, doesn't think twice. 15 or 13 years?
13.
13 years with Verizon, leading the call center there. So we are very fortunate to have her here. And she cares a lot about you, a lot. So
I was on the phone with one of your guys' consultants right before I ran over to tell you. So we're answering the emails. I know I'm a little behind. Please accept my apology, but we're here working through it, working late nights to make sure you guys are cared for.
thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emily.
Next one.
Okay. So Dia is asking, when will you communicate the new comp plan again? I'm a little confused still. It's her question.
We don't know. I have a meeting tomorrow at 11 a.m. with the technical team from the system to see when they are going to be able to deliver that to me. So I will know more tomorrow. Of course, I'm shooting for as early as possible, but we always then start facing communication challenge. But even if they can give it to me April 1st, right now I'm not so sure I want April 1st because I cannot put in the JAFRA action and things like that because JAFRA action has to be printed, blah, blah, blah. So,
right.
But May is your safe bet right now.
Okay. So
And Lori,
coming.
sorry, Lori.
Yeah.
Just to add to that as a reminder, we did record that call last Friday. If they, would like to review that, I think that's a great starting point to keep listening to, especially in the beginning of it, where we reviewed it again and again. So we do have that so they can get, again, more and more confident and comfortable with that. And we posted that on Facebook and WhatsApp because Paula was so gracious to join us last Friday. So please use that tool for now, and then Paula will, again, as we said, the team will keep us posted on those launch days.
Exactly. And I can repost that link again. So if you lost it, I can repost it again.
Thank you.
Sarah, and looks like Marcella had the same experience. It says, why are people getting locked out of their JAFRA accounts? Is there a way to reset their password quickly without having to call JAFRA? I have a manager who has had this happen to her twice, and she has waited days to get it cleared up so she can order and make her account payment. I would make a side comment on that the email that went out asking all the JAFRA beauties to reset their passwords went out to a lot of consultants who had done test accounts on their websites when they first came out. And there was no super clear communication that it was going to clients instead of consultants. So I had a lot of consultants and managers asking me if they really had to change their password and what was going on. And they thought they didn't have to, and blah, blah, blah. So but the locked out is, of course, an issue too.
The only way is to call, right? That number.
So has that been changed?
So that email was intended for your clients on your website because all of them have to change their password with the new security. And if they don't know that, this was an attempt from JAFRA to encourage them to go do it now, so they would not be locked out of their account on our website.
So when we migrated the system, we were able to bring the password for the consultants.
Mm-hmm.
But for so many reasons, including legal, we could not do the same for the clients. So the clients cannot access their account unless they create a new password. And this is gonna come to the consultants eventually as well. As soon as we get better, we will start asking people to please change your password because we need to get out of the 4 digits of the social security number. I will leave you with Scott, Deanna, and Rosario. I have my boss calling me. I need to be in a meeting with all of them to talk about the system again at 2 p.m. So, but we're gonna stay here, Scott, Deanna, and Rosario, and Juan. And from personally, I want to say thank you so much for putting up with us during this process. I know we are going the right direction. I know it's painful, so if you are suffering too much, just talk to me and I will minimize our pain, I promise, and help us to go through this together.
We got your back, Paulo.
Thank you, I know. So Scott, they are all yours.
Oh, cool.
It's on now, Scott.
Don't do anything that I would not do myself.
Thank you, Paulo. Okay, so the locked out question that Sarah was asking about is a consultant issue. That was not a client issue. I was just making a comment about the email that went out because that was confusing consultants. But she's talking about managers and consultants being locked out of their accounts and not being able to reset it again or get in, and it took quite a while to get into it. So that was that question. I don't know if that's something you can answer, but at least you know. So that was Sarah Hipple, and Marcella Brown had the same experience with one of her girls.
I wonder if, I mean, on some of those, if it's really pressing, if you wanted to send me the details either to my email or text me, and we can reach out to them and just kind of help them through that. I know there's a line dedicated to that password, and I think it's just something that we just have to verify that it is who it is.
Okay.
So happy to do that.
Okay. Sarah, I think you're still on, but hopefully you heard that.
You guys have my cell phone numbers, right?
Yes.
I think you all do. I'm happy to give it again if I need to.
You're welcome to do that in case someone doesn't have it.
All right. It is 805 805-657-0872. So one more time, 805-657-0872. And then if it's something maybe a little longer than a text, it's just scott@jafra.com is my email. Easy enough.
It is. Okay, and then Donna has a question. Donna Hayes, when will we get a tracking number for orders placed on our website so we can let them know when to expect their order?
I have the answer.
Oh, sweet.
Because yesterday around noon or afternoon, I placed an order on my account for a client that does not have a computer or a credit card. So I just found it, and it has a tracking number on it. And actually, I got an email that said it was shipped today.
Your client's order was shipped?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, the tracking number is on an invoice that you can pull up if you find where your orders are, which is the top one over here. On the left, you'll get the whole thing, all the things you ordered. You'll get the order number and the tracking number that you can click on, because I just did. And it tells me all about it.
Perfect. There you go, Donna. Asked and answered.
Yeah, it's a direct click to the ups.com.
Yes.
With that tracking number in there. So that's the nice part about that.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, Linda, right, and this is kind of refers back to what I was talking about in the beginning, I think. She wants to be sure her order is paid in full, but the invoices are not correct, so what do we do? And I think it sounds like the answer is wait a little bit.
Well, also just send me a picture, send me a copy of that, just so that it helps us identify that right away.
Okay, and Brenda seconded that and said she's having the same problem. She always pays for her order in full when she placed it, and her balance due does not show that.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
And then again, that's where we're looking for credit for our orders online, and that's not showing there either. So, but we already talked about that. Okay, so next one. Let's see. Okay, Gail said that she placed an order through JAFRA Biz. Instead of coming to her, it went to a brand new client address that is associated with the client's credit card address. Now trying to track her down to see when I can go pick it up.
Right. So we're aware of that situation of who that happened to, where those packages went. We're actually trying to make sure that they were delivered, and then we're going to have to, obviously correct that mistake. And there are probably about 4 or 5 different options that we can go through to make that happen. But we're going to try to make that as painless and seamless as possible. So, you're not trying to track down a whole lot of things. If we just have to send it out again, we'll do that.
Okay. And there was a couple more questions about the commission from web orders. And then what is going on with the free shipping with Beauty Royal? Is there any information about that?
For the shipping over $1,000?
Correct.
That works in the system. So if it didn't get applied, again, please send me an email or a text with that so we can log those. But again, we know that might be an issue. If it is, I'm writing it down here to check that. And we can go back in and look at all of the orders that were placed and then credit your account for that shipping. That's an easy.
Scott, you want us to actually email you that we were charged shipping when we shouldn't have been, so that you can go in and monitor it, or are y'all just taking care of the credits from your end without any input from us?
Well, I would say for now, if it's not too much of an inconvenience, to send me that just so that
I'll be glad to.
for sure.
It's
But
no
I can tell
inconvenience
you-
at all.
Okay. But just as a general practice, when we've identified that, we'll go back and audit all of those, okay?
Okay. No, I'm glad to do anything I can to help you figure out where the bugs are.
Right on. We like that.
All right. This is a question that has come up 5,962 times. Okay, maybe 61 times. So this is a Stay Royal question from Jennifer and Mary Ellen Council and a lot of us. So the question is that they see that they can add clients to Stay Royal through JAFRA Biz, which is good. That's awesome that those are there. But we're looking for a report that shows who we have. We used to have a report that showed when it was shipped and when they were going to have their next order and that they, all of that. And currently the client can do it from our personal sites, but as a consultant, I cannot add new clients to the program through JAFRA Biz. Apparently it's actually not working. I thought, so for my understanding is you had to go into special offers now and choose the specific kit you want and then order it. That's how you get new people going. At least that's what we've seen recently, but I still have not seen a report which shows who you have and what they're doing and all of that, which is kind of important.
It is. So, no
Because
doubt
nothing
there.
else we're talking about is important. Only Stay Royal. Just kidding.
I will go check with that as well, and we can send an update out through you guys. I guess if I send it to you, you can put it through.
Sure.
To your WhatsApp group.
To the people. Yes.
Yeah.
Donna Hayes and I both have had the same issue about the royal jelly sachets, and I'm sure there are lots of other people there who've had it. Do you know what the status is on getting the actual shipping quantities of that fixed? Are you aware of the issue with it?
So there's a lot of items that are showing, especially in the non-retail area, they're showing like on sale for 10 cents when we know they're not 10 cents. There's a lot of pricing things or quantity things that are kind of upside down in our
Right. When you click on the on the shop, under the shop tab, the sachets are priced individually at 80 cents each, but when you add one of those to your cart, it adds one $4 set, which should be 5 sachets. But when it's actually filled by the distribution center, you only get 1 sachet for $4 instead of 5 sachets. And then when I notified JAFRA about it and they were sending they were fixing it, well, again, like for Donna, they just sent 1 sachet.
Instead of the set of 5.
Instead of the set of 5. They're sending individual sachets instead of sets of sachets. But you're being charged sets of sachets.
Okay, got that.
So
Question.
basically non-retail.
Yeah, I've got Jay Gould in the room, and he's part of our marketing team. And I just wanted to, as far as the Stay Royal goes, do we know anything about reports coming? Those are that's one of those issues towards the back. Can they sign up right now through Stay Royal? They can sign up?
Yeah, unfortunately, the reporting for you guys, I'm definitely working on that. Like you guys need to have that. It's really unfortunate that's not there, but that's one thing. It's definitely a priority for me to get that done for you. As of now, there is a new functionality for your clients, which is great. It hasn't been explained well to you guys yet, but I'll tell you about it right now. So your consultants can sign up, and the way they do it right now, unfortunately, is not the way I would love it to be, which we're going to change that as soon as possible. But the way they do it right now, it's if you go to the special offers page, you'll have to kind of search through the special offers there, and if you find the Stay Royal set that you like, the descriptions have the components, so either balm or cream and the combination of vitamin serums. They add that to the cart, and it'll give them the option to sign up for, 60, 90, or 120 days. But the new functionality for your client is that, if a client comes to you and says, hey, I want to cancel my subscription. I love the product. I haven't used it enough, and I have too much, and I don't want to get another subscription, so I want to cancel, right? If you're faced with that, what you can tell the client now is they have the option themselves to log into JAFRA.com on your personal website, and they can delay their next shipment. There's a button they can click to delay their next shipment. So if their reason for canceling is they have too much and they don't want another shipment yet, then they can simply delay their next shipment by a certain amount of time.
Fabulous.
So the way they do that is they go into the personal website, they go into their account on your personal website, and they go to My Orders, and they should see their Stay Royal order there. They click on it, and then there's a delay button.
So they get delayed results. That's what you're saying on their skin.
Yes.
All right. I just want to make that clear, right?
Crystal clear.
I'm like going, no. How do we get rid of that button? No, I get it. It's all about the flexibility of managing it.
Ideally, Scott, I'm sure has a better answer to give to your client when they present you with that reason for canceling.
The button should say you're not using it right.
Yeah, the button says, I agree that I'm using this product incorrectly, but I would like to delay it anyway.
Yeah. It's basically, I only want to look 10 years younger versus 30, right? So you
exactly.
Right. So Dick, did you hear the question regarding the sachets, ordering the sachets? And I know yesterday we had the question regarding from Esther regarding ordering the delivery bags or the JAFRA bags. So did you happen to catch those questions in clarity, and do you have answers on those?
I think that was what we were just talking about. The non-retail the pricing is all messed up in the non-retail area, is what we were.
Right. Yeah, I've got that noted. Jake heard the last part of that, and so we're going to work with the distribution center to get that one right.
Yeah. So quick question for feedback from you guys. There's a few instances, the sachets are one of them, where we get an item in a certain amount. Like we get item in singles, but we sell them in sets of 5. Or we get brochures in sets of 10, but we sell them in sets of 20, so on and so forth, right? There's a few different instances of that. And the way we were trying to accomplish that in the system is a little bit trickier than it used to be. So with the sachets, for example, what we did is we had to make them priced at 80 cents. And when you go to purchase one, the system automatically drops you 4 more. Now, the fact that you're getting it from the distribution center is a whole separate issue, and we'll definitely fix that, right?
But it's not giving you the 4 more. It's not giving you the 4 more. It's only giving you the 1, and you're getting charged $4 for it.
It should. No, what I'm saying is it should be. The fact that you're not getting the 4 from the distribution center is definitely a problem, and we're totally going to fix that for you. But what I wanted to ask is that mechanism of adding 1 to your cart and having the other 4 dropped to achieve the $4, is that overly confusing? Should we try it a different way?
Yeah, or at least let us order them individually at 80 cents each. And if we want to order 20 at 80 cents, fine, order 20 at 80 cents. But to have it ordered at 80 cents and then to have it show up in your cart at $4 makes no sense whatsoever. Because when you're in the shopping cart and you say, well, if they're 80 cents and I want 10 of them, that should be $8. But what it comes up is 5 times 4 or $20.
You know what? I just remembered something. I know exactly what happened there. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make it 80 cents and you can just purchase as many as you'd like. Okay. But we had one solution for that problem that we were going to go with. And I think that solution got changed at the last minute and something wasn't updated. So I now that you say that, I actually recall exactly what's going wrong, and I can fix that literally right now, as soon as we get off the phone here.
Hooray!
Although doesn't it to $4.50 for 5 of them? 80 cents. Am I doing math wrong?
Yeah, it's 5 of them for $4, so they're 80 cents each. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Eight times 50 cents is 4.
5 times 80 cents is $4. Okay, let's confuse us even more. All right, thank you all for talking, because I got to go through comments. It was awesome. Okay, so question from Lisa: when we place an order and it says in processing, what does that mean? Because before it meant your order was not submitted or taken or whatnot. So what does in process mean in the new system?
I honestly have no idea. I will figure that out. I've always gotten a confirmation of that. It's there. It must be that the order was taken. It hasn't been fulfilled with a shipping label. So it's got to be between that, like it's being picked, and then once it ships, right? That's my guess. We'll verify.
We should have a glossary of terms. Have marketing throw that together for us. It'd be awesome. I
think it's safe to say that it's been received and it has not been shipped. It's that.
But it doesn't happen on every order. So if that's the case, every order should have that. Mm-hmm. But every order doesn't. It just shows up sometimes. And it happened several times last month, and I ended the month not knowing that those orders went through. And when I tried to go back, it wouldn't show me that the credit card payment was there. And so I still don't know if some of the orders from last month are even in the system or got processed. I can't see anything.
Okay, Lisa, we'll check that out.
But but the ones I can't see are the ones that say in processing. And I placed an order yesterday, and it's still showing in processing today in my back office. A personal order in JAFRA Biz.
Okay, I'll go find out that. But first, I've heard of that one. Thank you.
And the credit card payments are not showing up. Okay.
Yeah, I think that you guys would probably get a lot less phone calls in CRT if we had a payment history, anything. Right. Because I think people are freaking out because they know people have been double charged. And so instead of trying again or hoping it worked, they are calling CRT. And so that payment history screen would be a gigantic step forward.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. That's a good way to sum it up. Okay, cool.
Okay, thanks.
Reporting wise, we're wondering about formers. If there's going to be a report for formers added at some point, that's just probably a note for the reports people.
There will be. It's just priorities, right?
Correct. And then someone was asking where the best place to sign up consultants is. We don't have joinjafra.com anymore. So it's only through our website and JAFRA Biz is my understanding.
Those are the ideal places to go through anyway. So Correct. It just works out better that way because it's linked to your account.
Right. But is there still a Join JAFRA that's a viable option, or is it just that people are basically going through either JAFRA.com or us?
They're going through JAFRA.com, which is kind of the Join JAFRA, and where it says, join here, or they go through the personal website that you give them, or you go through JAFRA Biz. But yeah, the joinjafra.com, I don't believe that exists anymore. I could check.
Okay. And somebody asked, how do we get credit for an overcharge? If we were overcharged for something, how do we get a credit for that?
So feel free to send me that information. From what I understand, all of the double charges have been identified and have been reversed. The other thing that I realize is with a credit card, by law, they have 7 days to post that to their account, 7 business days. With debit cards, it's a little bit longer. They have up to 21 days. And so we've made those reverses. And once that has been submitted back to the bank, there's no pushing we can do on that.
Gotcha. And then if that was not the correct question. I have been through about 45 messages, so if I missed that, wow, that was a mouthful. If you guys comment again. Okay, client, so Anna asked she had a client go order a couple primers on her site, and they ended up paying the full price because they didn't see the special offer price, and they're wondering, it used to, or for a while there, it was showing the sale prices even if they searched just for a primer rather than going to special offers. Is that not going to be happening anymore, or is that going to be coming back?
Jake, you got that one?
Yeah, as of right now, the sort of mechanic that would apply the best available promotion is disabled, because it was causing some of the pricing issues. The pricing issues that we were having when we first went live, right? Most of them were caused by that mechanic. So the overall benefit versus the trouble it was causing, we decided it was better to disable that for the moment. They don't have to shop through special offers. If they have a brochure, they can type the promotional code from the brochure directly to the shop.
That doesn't always work, because so let's just say that there's a set and they have a choice of, it's the gold set, and they have a choice of, they can choose for free a lip gloss or a primer. I'm just going to throw that out there. So the way that you guys have it on our websites is preset as a different set with a different code. So if they put the code in, it does not pull it up.
Is this for clients?
Yes.
He's thinking.
I'd love to hear your answer on that one, because when I first figured that out, I was like, what? Oh, okay. Because my client called me and she goes, I don't know how to order this set. I've been trying. I put the code in. I searched for it. It's not pulling up. I can't find it. And it was because the price. So let's say they can add one thing for $10 and the other thing for $13. It will show the total price. So like 99 plus 13 and 99 plus 10, or whatever the numbers I just said were. And it'll show those total prices with different codes as a separate set they can order under special offers. And so they can't actually search for it or find it in a way that makes sense.
But so you're saying that on the client site,
correct?
Right, on the client side, they can't choose a variable set the same way you can on the consultant side?
No, they can't. So they have to know by being psychic that that the set that's showing in their the set that's showing in the brochure is not actually the price or the set that's going to show up on our website, because it's been pre-selected and separated out into different options, which it's actually doing on our JAFRA Biz now for us too, but we understand that. A client has no clue.
No, on JAFRA Biz, you're saying no. Wait a second. Can you give me an example? Because
okay. So, which example do you want to see? Website or?
Yeah, I'd love to see an example on the JAFRA Biz.
Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to think of a set that it would do that on.
Let me grab my computer.
I know what it was. On like the BOGO offers last month. It had multiple options to choose that were pre-set up as if you chose those things, that's the one you had to choose, and you couldn't actually change it if you picked a different one. Does that make sense?
So with the BOGO, right? If I pick the offer that's the most expensive one, the one that starts with the Royal Jelly Milk Balm Advanced.
Uh-huh.
You're talking about the Royal Jelly Classic Milk Balm Advanced, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I got to choose. I had one code for that, and I got to choose the second item.
Yeah, you did.
Right. But there was also, so let's say that there was that one was listed as Royal Jelly offer with whatever. And then you put down the page farther, there was another one that was the body complex offer. And then there was another one if you chose the lift concentrate first. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So that's a little bit of a different case, because each one of those promotions are different prices. You know what I'm saying? Because and it's listed that way in the brochure, because the one that starts with the Royal Jelly Milk Balm is $71. The one that starts with you know, the eye capsules is $46 and so on and so forth. And it's buy one, you get one of equal or lesser value.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So,
mm-hmm.
so in that case, but if you're saying, I need to look into that on the client side. If you're saying the client should be able to select the product the same way that you guys are on JAFRA Biz, where, you know, if I've got a choice between, like, for example, the Tender Moments Duo,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's one code for all those possible combinations of Tender Moments products.
Mm-hmm.
The client should be able to type in that one code and then choose her 2 Tender Moments products. So if that's not happening,
it hasn't been at all,
okay.
But I will go double check, and if I can find an example, I will shoot an email to you. How's that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally believe you. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not saying you're not believing me. I just know that sounds really unbelievable. So I'm happy to find an example and send it to you so you can understand what I'm talking about, because it is, for the clients, it's very confusing.
It is confusing.
And I know the girls were shaking their heads. Yes, that's happened to their clients too. So it's not just me, I swear. Okay.
Yeah, that's troubling. But it definitely shouldn't be that way. So if you can provide me an example,
and even if they put the code in and that popped up as a pre-selected set, or 3 options of pre-selected sets with the matching code, that would even be searchable. So that would be a little bit better, but it was completely not searchable. That's the problem. So yeah, I'll find you a couple examples, and then send them off to you.
Okay. That would be super.
And actually, I don't know your email, so I'll have to get that from Scott or something. But let's see. Retail order. Yes, Jackie. Sorry, were you trying to?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's okay. I'll text it to you really quick.
Perfect.
When I'm done driving.
Okay, perfect. I just didn't want to hold up everybody else trying to find an example for you. So, okay. Next thing, retail orders showing as non-retail in our JAFRA Biz cart when we're ordering. We have quite a few times that's popping up.
Yeah.
And going through.
Hey. I'll say hey, Lori.
Yes, see. I don't know who's talking.
Oh, Shafika.
Oh, hey, Shafika.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I put in an order on Monday, and that happened. I ordered like 4 of the JAFRA Spa Foot Care Trios, and it showed up on non-retail. And then at the end, it wasn't in the retail value. And then I had to go out and put everything in again. Then it still showed up in the non-retail category, but then it was added to the total retail value. So it was a little confusing because I had to actually see if it was in, and I guess the code for the royal jelly, because I put in, I had placed an order enough to order, and I put in the code for the royal jelly lip balm as far as for the royalty offer, and it just gave me something totally different. So I was never able to order the royal jelly lip balm. So I guess what Deanna said, that code is not working now, so I would just have to place a separate order for that.
Yeah, so two separate things there. Let me address those one by one. So first of all, there are a few promotions. Gold this month, Gold Dynamics, the spa foot care, as you mentioned, that for some reason are showing up in the non-retail section of your cart. However, they are charging in your order total correctly. So they show up in the non-retail, but if the Gold Dynamics is $99, it adds $99 to the retail section, even though they show up as non-retail in the cart, right? My guess is that it has something to do with both of those offers have sort of like a premium product, right? The foot care has those toe separators, and the Gold Dynamics has that wonderful wand, right?
Yeah.
The eye wand. So we're sort of learning all the little tips and tricks and how to massage the system. And when we initially set it up, we had those premium products registered as non-retail items, because that's how we'd always done it in the past. Okay. Now that was causing a pricing issue. So we fixed those, we turned those over to retail items, and that corrected the pricing issue. but those promotions themselves are still showing up in non-retail. So I'm not sure exactly why that's happening. My hope is that if we make all the premium items in the future retail instead of non-retail, then that'll correct that issue of where it's displaying. So we're working on that. But the upside is it's only a visual bug at this point. And I know it's imperfect and it's confusing, but it is charging. It should be charging you correctly. Up until I believe yesterday, the foot care set would have been giving you 7 cents in the non-retail because those toe separators were still non-retail items. But that was fixed yesterday. So the foot care offer should be charging the full amount to retail, even though it's still showing up. But we're working on that. Second thing is loyalty. Yeah. So loyalty had been kind of disabled up until yesterday. At least it should have been disabled. There was a small issue where it wasn't, but it should have been. It's now available, right? But with new item codes. So if you don't have those, I can give you those codes right now. If you guys would like.
Yes.
They're 300-408 is Pro. 300-409 is Icon. And 300-410 is the Royal. Okay, those are all working 100%. One caveat, just so you guys understand. If you guys get any questions about this from other consultants, maybe you can help as well. But one little trick that happens, any promotion right now in the brochure or anywhere else that is a single item with no choices. So for example, the loyalty icon, which is the Royal Jelly Lip, right? Any promotion like that, when you type in the promotion number, the deal number, the promotion number, after it adds to the cart, it's going to change the number to the catalog number, but you should still be getting the special price. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Kind of like when we had before, you had on the invoices, you had the line item for the specialty, and then below it was the regular item number with the description.
Yeah, so I'm going to work on changing that to get that to not work that way. But as of right now, that's how it works. So for example, if you type in 300-409 into your cart and you click add, you'll get the Royal Jelly Lip Care at $5. But the item code in your cart should be the 26 whatever. I forget the rest of the code, 26 something, right? That's the Royal Jelly Lip Care, right?
How do our consultants learn those new codes?
Okay.
No. Go ahead.
I had a question about that this morning. I didn't know it. So how can I let her know?
I think they just went live with those. We're going to be blasting it out everywhere. Maybe, yes. I don't know how you communicate with your team, but I'm assuming JAFRA's going to send a text or something. Is that right? With
yeah,
that,
we're going to send text and email and all like the ways we normally communicate those. In the future, they'll be published where possible. But this, yeah, you're right, Lori. We just went live with those today. So.
Okay, I have a quick question about. I guess about ordering, since I know these codes just went live, but since you already put in an order, like if I call in and place that order with that item code, will I be able to order it, or will it not let me order because I don't have a $500 order or something like that, even though I already.
So the loyalty offers are volume based for the month. Although if you want the truth, typically loyalty offers are volume based. These three are not, right? So these three, any consultant can order, but with a limit of 1. So you're only going to be able to get 1. But if you guys, whether you have the volume or not, you can get the Beauty Royal offers this month. Okay. But,
okay.
The hostess ones are the ones that are volume based for your cart, order based volume. Okay. So yeah, if you place another order, you'll be able to order any of the loyalty offers that you'd like.
Okay, thank you.
The Let's Party offer, which has all of the Wanderlove products, is also working.
Yay. Thank you.
So if they tried to do that before, just
try to go back in and do that again.
Yes.
We are all
precisely.
very excited that those are working because we've all been
Right.
waiting to get those. Yes.
I've gotten a few texts about that one.
1 or
saying,
2
"Let's
million
try it
texts.
again."
It's been quite a project, but we're getting there. So, and then there was one more thing I was going to mention. Oh, the other thing, for any of those sort of specialty offers, right? So for the Let's Party or the Hostess or the Loyalty, before in the old world, when you would add those, if you hadn't achieved it or you had already purchased it and you were limited to one, it wouldn't let you add it to your cart, period, right? Now it works a little differently. If you haven't achieved it yet, like you haven't achieved the required volume, or if it's a limit one per consultant per month and you've already purchased it, it's going to let you add it to your cart, but it's going to charge you the full retail value of the product. So for example, if the lip care at $5, I'm limited to one. If I buy one, and then in another order, I try to buy another one, it's going to add it to the cart, but at $16. Or in the same order, if I had one, and then I update my quantity to 2, it's going to charge me $5 for the first and $16 for the second. And what I'm going to see is a line item with an average of those 2 prices.
But the 16 is retail and the $5 is not.
No, loyalty offers are retail.
Or retail, okay, all right. So it'd be an
Hostess-
average of $10.50 for the 2.
It would be an average $10.50 for the 2. Yes, perfect.
Okay.
And so Hostess and Let's Party are the only non-retail offers at this point.
Right. So Marilyn, I know you have another question and we're having a hard time hearing you too, so when you do ask, but if you don't mind, I'm gonna have Anna ask hers because she's been waiting quite a while with her hand up and her hand's gotta be getting really, really tired. So I wanna unmute her and let her ask and then you'll be next. Anna, can you hear us?
I can.
Perfect, we got you.
I did. I was with you guys in the market for an hour. I've never been so quiet in the market on the phone. Anyway, I'm glad to see your faces. And I'm echoing. I'm sorry. My question is on the Stay Royal, the auto ship. I found out that a consultant's credit card didn't go through, and she had ordered everything, and it took me forever to find that report, which I found then that the card was declined. So my thought is, can we get communication if there's anything like that? Or if when a client cancels, can we get an email just like when a client orders? I want to know that because you might not know it for 4 months. And I think if we really want to promote the auto ship with any of the products we have now or in the future, we need to find out. And it's great to say to call the client, but you might not call her until 3 months after she's canceled it. So
Yeah.
is that in the works, or can we do that?
So a couple things there. You used to get those emails, correct?
No. Never.
Okay, well, in the old system, it was set up to email you when your client got a shipment, when your client canceled. And I know, so I've spoken with some consultants that did. So maybe there's a separate issue with the email that you have linked up to the account or something like that. In the new system, I know, so it's a different issue. The new system, I know that that's a problem, and we're resolving it 2 ways. One is, you're absolutely right. You should be notified of what's going on. It helps you, I think, stay in touch with what's going on with your business best. So we're going to be working on those emails. But secondly, and I'm sure you guys have heard about this, we have the app coming out for your phone, right? And that's still a few months away or so, but it's coming. And all of that client information is going to be, been a primary focus of the app for you guys, is that client information is going to be like front and center with who's ordered what and when and who you need to talk to today and so on and so forth. So it's going to be really revolutionary. And, I've seen the mock-ups of it. It's beautiful. It works incredibly well. It's probably going to be the best piece of digital JAFRA, product that you've ever used.
Well, sure, anything from here.
Right.
Like, it's only up. I mean, come on.
So I know I'm not working on the app directly, but I've been advising for that component of it, right?
I've seen that part too, and it's killer.
Tuned into
I've been working on that along with Jake, and it's going to be amazing.
Mostly because Scott's working on it.
Not really.
It's going to be amazing. But,
Not really. Teamwork.
But yeah, you should get those emails, and just to be honest, that hasn't been my priority for the last couple weeks, because I was just trying to get the offers up and working for you guys. But I will focus on that moving forward after this call.
Awesome. Okay, and I'm gonna mute you again because it's got feedback. Sure. Thanks, love. Okay, Marilyn, I'm unmuting you and yell at the camera. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, I don't know why you can't, I don't know what button to change it, so sorry about that. On this question of getting the lip care for $5 with a, $400 order?
$300,
I think it's $400.
No, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm mixing it up with another, yeah, no, I'm mixing it up with another question. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, if someone was doing that just 15 minutes before this call started and it wouldn't take it, is there any way she can retrieve that offer without placing a new order?
Did she place that order already?
Excuse me?
Did she place that order already?
Yeah, she placed her order. In fact, I texted her as this call started and said, go ahead and do it. And she said, sorry, too late. She'd already closed out her order.
I was speaking with one of our SDMs who was sending me questions from a consultant who was trying to buy that product and wasn't able to get it. The weird thing is I've tested it on several accounts. I've had other people test it, and it's worked flawlessly every time. So I'm not sure if perhaps has she either already purchased one of those products, that promotion, or was she for sure entering the 300-409, or was she trying to enter the?
No, we had not heard of the 300-409. She was entering 53011.
Mm-hmm. But if it's a loyalty club, is it a loyalty club offer?
Yeah.
And if it is, that's you don't need to have it in your cart to get that offer. So she could go back in and place an order for just that, and it would allow it.
Lori, typically you are correct.
It's not right now.
Typically you're correct. These three offers I made today for to make sure that you guys can get the loyalty offers you deserve, don't work with that mechanism. They have to be entered. Those codes, the 300, 408, 409, and 410, have to be entered directly into the card.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying is that if you don't have to have a $500 order in your cart to get that, though.
No. Right. You know what? Was that who was asked? Was that Marilyn was asking that question?
Yes.
You know what? Have her do this. Place the order. With the 300-409. Okay. It's going to charge her shipping, but I will have either, if she wants to call CRT, the CRT can waive the shipping, right?
They could do anything, right?
Yeah.
They'll have to make an adjustment onto that card where they'll have to credit it back.
Yeah, either have her call CRT and they can do it directly there, or if she places the order and sends me the order number to my email, which I can give you, then I'll make sure that the shipping gets credited back to her.
Thank you. I'd love to. What is it?
It's Jacob.
You know you're opening up yourself to a lot of.
I was just pausing.
He choked on that one.
I was pausing to think about the implications of what I'm about to do.
That was awesome.
It's Jacob_GOULD at JAFRA.com.
Thank you.
All right, ladies, be kind. Be very, very kind to poor Jake.
Yeah, like seriously, I just need to put a little disclaimer on that one because just like Paulo, this guy's not gotten much sleep over the past 2.5 weeks. And the reason why the video's not on is because if you looked at him, you'd be disappointed from what you saw in Dallas. So I'm just letting you know that.
That's funny. Well done, Marilyn. There you go.
That's legit. It's the truth.
Yeah. I believe it. You guys are rock stars. Okay, so a couple more things. Number one, well, what is the purpose of the responsoring report? Because when we look at it, we see everybody, and we're not sure what that means, or if there's going to be at some point an explanation coming out about what each thing is intended for. We've kind of figured out quite a few things just by tooling around in there, but that's one that we cannot figure out.
I think the responsoring is those are the formers report, right?
No, it's everybody.
That makes no sense then.
I know. That's what we're saying. We're like, we already have these people.
Yeah, all right. I'll go check and see what that one is, because that's a new one to me as well.
Okay. The other question was, the previous commission deposit date of approximately between 7th, 8th, 9th, is that going to pretty much stay the same on the new system? I know you said that they're working to deposit things today for us from last month, but in general, is it going to be kind of on the same timing it's always been?
Same timing it's always been. We just aren't at 2 times a month. We're at one time a month right now, and then as we figure out how to do that faster again, we will do it.
So we're not doing 2 payments a month right now?
Not right now.
Okay, good to know. Also, when are the skincare regimens going to be on JAFRA.com, which I'm assuming is our personal websites?
What I assume that question is referring to is the catalog regimens.
Mm-hmm.
Like at full retail price.
Yeah, what's for our client websites, right?
Yeah. So
wait, no, hold on. Dia's saying no, that's not right. Hold on. Go ahead, Dia.
If you go on to JAFRA.com and you try to order a set, under the regiment, because the client may not have a book, so they don't know the code. It just says there aren't any.
Yeah.
And I had a client order online yesterday who was a new client, and I think that's probably why she ordered what she did, because she spent more money than she needed.
Yeah. So the regimens are all there, right? But they are in the special offers page. So we are working to be able to put the promotions in better categorizations like that, right?
Okay.
Originally, the way it was intended to work is that the regimens that would appear in the regimens page that you're talking about are the catalog sort of ongoing regimens. So, for example, right? So, like the Royal Jelly Ritual at $169, right? But we put that as sort of like a lower priority to fix versus some of the other issues, because every single month we have a promotion on each of the regimens, right? Each of the lines that's better than like that original catalog promotion or catalog regimen.
Right. Can we put just a landing page there that says, please check under special offers?
Yeah, we can do that.
Because that would solve the problem, because as she said, I mean, a client says, well, I can't get a regimen, and then they buy individual products and they never know to search around under special offers to see if there's a special set price there.
For sure. Yeah, we can totally do that.
So I had a private request or private suggestion sent to me saying that we should do a Jake from JAFRA commercial. Just a little side funny note.
I'm not wearing khakis, so.
This is Jake from JAFRA. Okay, that's actually to date one of my all-time favorite commercials, so I love that suggestion. All right.
Jake, what are you wearing?
What?
Jake, what are you wearing?
Yeah. Khakis. All right. Where is the Royal Jelly Scar Balm? It's not in remedies. That's just a note to self.
Wow. You had to sit back and take a pause there. Great question.
I need to look into that. It should always still be searchable by item code.
Mm-hmm.
But the product categorization, Dino, is this question for the consultant side or client side?
It's both because I typed in the item code before and it didn't come up, and I have several people who are needing it.
Sure. Yeah. It should still always be searchable by item code. The product categorization, as it falls into sort of all those category trees, is definitely imperfect. My assumption for the consultant side was that, I guess I was wrong, but was that like we can fix that later because you guys, I didn't think you guys would care or even really notice because here's why.
They
like
always
because
care.
JAFRA Biz before there was never any sort of shop by image, right? It was always enter in the order form. So I was like, okay, all of our consultants are just gonna, like JAFRA Biz, you had like the order entry, like.
Yes, but you did have order by browsing too. You just didn't have the photos.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured most of the shopping was done by order entry, so I figured it would be that way, moving forward. So
Are you assuming things? I don't know. That's not very.
Well,
it's not JAFRA girls.
It's not that it wasn't intended to be fixed. It's just an issue of prioritization. So we're gonna work on that, and like the guys on the team that are sort of responsible for the organization of JAFRA.com and JAFRABiz.com, they've only, like the guys on the marketing team, they've only really just gotten access to be able to kind of control and tweak things. So a lot of that's going to be improving in the next, shortly, right? So
that is true.
I'm just teasing you. Hopefully you know that. I'm a bit of a smart aleck. And so
they got it. They're like hawks on this. That's because they own their own business.
Yes.
Right?
We're the bosses.
I can't find it on Remedies either. Great job, Esther. I like that.
Okay. I think we've pretty much touched on most things unless I have missed something. Please jump in and raise your hand or unmute and ask a question really quick if you do.
My question is, why is not our personal retail included in our branch retail?
Ooh, good question. I like that one. Make it happen.
Why is what? Say that again.
Our personal paid retail is not included in our branch paid retail. And it's hidden somewhere in Never Never Land. You have to click about 15,000 buttons to find it in the first place. So if you're not keeping up, you don't know what you did that month. And then and it's never included in our branch paid retail nor in our district paid retail.
Correct.
Okay.
So when we're trying to reach our minimums for the month, that's the number we are watching like a hawk and seeing, so we know how to get paid and what our girls are doing and what the total is for the group and all of that. And when that's not somewhere combined, like in our last we had, it was central branch maintenance or central district, and you could look at that number and then right away you knew exactly where you were. And that needs to be, that's something we really depend on.
Right. I just didn't understand that one word that started with an M. What was that? Did they say
I thought I heard on your way to ambassador. Wait, what was that?
I needed it for minimums, but I do have leaders who are in my district that might. And
it would never be us. Never.
It would never be us. Of course not. Oh, shame on you, Scott, for thinking that. But seriously, though, it is a very important part of what we do.
Of course.
And so it definitely needs to be there. And how are we going to promote a leader if she can't see her? You want us to promote managers. We need that report.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, I love Lisa gave me the eyes like, duh, come on, man. Help me out.
We're going to put up our dukes. We're going to make this one out.
She is Mazda focused.
To be honest with you, I think it was the way that we described what the different types of, I guess, transactions could be, whether it's from the consultant or whether it's coming from the central branch or from the central district. And when it's not like that, my assumption is and I'm using the wrong word, I know, assumption, but my guess is that when it was programmed, the engineers were seeing those as 3 different entities, not really understanding how the business works. So it was a misinterpretation of the business requirements, which we can go fix. We can do that from a reporting standpoint. I got you. Thank you for that. That's going to be, that's a big deal, because I will say I've had this conversation with many of them, and to try and explain the difference between the 3, they just start looking at me like, seriously? Like, what kind of business are you running? And I go, it's simple. So yeah, it takes a little bit.
Thank you. So we have had the question a couple more times asking about our credit from web orders, et cetera, calculations. There was a question about, so if you have,
bless you.
Have a, yeah, that's my dog being uber sensitive. If you have a, in your cart, for instance, so you know how you go in, you place an order, you have an order that total due, and then you have a credit. And you have to basically do the math to figure out how much you owe to get the order to go through.
Right.
We would like to not have to do math. And that's been asked by a couple different people. I mean, obviously, yes, we can get our calculators out and figure out how much we should make a payment for, but it would be nice to have a line that shows, you know, this minus this is what you need to pay to process this order, rather than have to understand automatically that that's the way it is, because as leaders, we can probably figure that out, but consultants, it's a little bit more confusing.
I totally get that. When I was helping out with some orders when I was in the call center, I went on mute and I looked at Paulo and I go, who decided that one? Right?
Thank you.
Because I'm like, or does that cost an extra $10 million to put that feature in? Because it just made sense that the system would do that. The reason why it is that way, and I'll just tell you, is because somebody may decide that it needs to be something other than that of what's owed. And that's why it is, because of multiple credit card payments. So we've got to figure out a way to make that calculation, because you can pay that balance with multiple cards. And I know that doesn't seem like a need that you guys deal with. We deal with that all the time with our Hispanic market, especially when we're dealing with prepaid cards.
Oh, we do multiple card payments, absolutely, with especially with parties and whatnot. We definitely need that feature, but to have a running total of how much we still have left, because sometimes we're exactly on and sometimes we're going to have a credit, but the running amount should change every time we make a payment. We should see that that's okay. Now this is how much we owe, or, you know, so that if we are paying with our own card or with one card or whatnot, we know exactly where we're at.
No, totally good. I agree.
And consultants don't often know what commission level they're at. So they can't calculate even if they have a calculator. They don't know what they're working. They, you know, if X, times Y equals Z, they need to know what X is, and that's the commission rate. They don't know. They can't get the number.
Got it. Okay, I'm with you on that one. I agree. And it's something that I wrote down. I'll make sure that that's on our to-do list to put on enhancements. Love it.
Okay, Lori, there's one other question that I know we've been asked numerous times. Scott, we had mentioned that we were grabbing all of the client information for the consultants before we, flipped over to the system. And how or when, or are we still going to get that information to the consultants, capturing all of their client data that was in the system before?
We're talking about the consultant connection. Do you know what we're talking about? I'm assuming.
Like we asked the question in Dallas, and the answer was that JAFRA was capturing the data and sending a personal PDF to each consultant that had, their clients registered on the JAFRA connection before. So we've been asked numerous times, is that still coming? They've not yet received it. Do we have any answer to that one?
I don't. I'm going to have to find out. I know that the answer is Yes, I don't know what the ETA is.
Okay, that's cool.
So
Thank you.
Do you want me to share what I was told about that? Girls are like, yes, I do.
No.
Ha ha, psych. No, I'm kidding. I was told by people in the back office that the reason there's a delay is it has to be sent very securely because they're sending a lot of personal information for your clients to you directly. So they are working on a way to send it securely to you and they have all the data. So it's not a question of if you're going to get it. It's a question of them, the timing, because they have to have a system and a way to get it to you. Each of us personally, separately, having lists sent. And there's also a ton of information. Like a lot of you guys had notes and orders and product information, all that, and they want to be sure to get all of those things to you guys, and that means a huge file. So not only does it have to be secure, but it has to be able to be sent to you in a way that you can export to Excel or whatnot with a CSV file. So it's a huge undertaking, and they have to be very secure with it. So I think they're close to a solution, but they have to. That's why it's taken so long, because there's so much, and it has to be secure.
Why can't they just print it and mail it and worry about getting it to us digitally later?
I don't know.
If it gets lost in the mail, if it gets lost in the mail, you
We'll
get
figure that out.
Liz,
so
I'm gonna
much.
get back to hammering away at those problems for you. But if you have any other questions, feel free to.
You wore him out.
Yeah, he's like, I need a nap.
Well, I just got a bunch of stuff I want to fix for you by the end of the day.
Perfect.
So, all right, but you have my email, so feel free. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jake.
Thanks, Jake.
Be kind. Remember, be kind, Jake.
Only emergencies. Of course, that could mean everyone has an emergency today, so let's not do that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I hate to say this, but I literally have to go to another meeting, and I didn't plan. I love the call, but I also have a biological issue that I got to deal with. I didn't plan on that one.
Didn't you schedule that in, Scott? Come on now. So thank you very much. We've been here for 2 hours. You guys went way above and beyond what we expected, and it's been great to be able to share our questions and concerns and get some answers. And thank you so much for all you guys are doing. We know you're not sleeping, and we know that you deserve lots and lots from us, and we wish we could show our appreciation in a way that made sense to you guys. So thank you.
Thank you. It goes both ways, and you guys have been fabulous. So keep those things coming to us. We love the open line of communication, and yeah, they're long hours, but there's always a silver lining because Paulo is here longer than I am. I beat him every other day in spin class, so it's the best thing ever.
Nice.
He's working way more hours than I am. That's how it is.
And thank you. We have a new name for you, Lori. It's Lori Alec, from Smart Alec to Lori Alley to Lori Alec. So thank you, Lori, as well.
Nice. And I'll let you guys know what Jake's wearing tomorrow.
Khakis.
Don't forget the red shirt. Maybe it should be a purple shirt and khakis. That'd be great.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, guys.